Today, I'm going to be showing you 9 vehicles I added to vanilla Minecraft, including an airplane, and you can get them in lots of different colors. So this is a data pack and a resource pack, and if you want to add it to your worlds, there will be an installation guide at the time on screen. So first you're going to have to craft a vehicle crafter, and it's going to let you craft these vehicles. So you're going to need planks and iron blocks. So you craft it like a crafting table, but you put 2 iron blocks on top, and then you'll get a vehicle crafter. So you can place it down pretty much like a normal block, and this is what you're going to use to craft the vehicles. Now we do need some other items in order to craft the vehicles. So something that might help is if you do /trigger vehicles_recipes, then this will pop up in chat, and you can see all the recipes for all of the vehicles, and also some other things that you need to craft the vehicles. So everything's right here, and you can see like the names of all the vehicles and everything. The first vehicle I'm going to show is the car. So if you click it, as you can see, this appeared up here. It says car vehicle crafter recipe. So that means you have to use it in the vehicle crafter. And this might look complicated, but this is kind of supposed to look like a crafting grid, like a 3x3 crafting grid, or, in here. And you can see what all the shapes are assigned to. So the square, the red square is a glass pane. The green circles is concrete, the blue triangles, an engine, which is a custom item you'll have to make, and then the yellow dots is the double wheel. So you can kind of see what it is, and I'll show you in a second, but we're going to need an engine and a double wheel, which you can see them down here, engine and double wheel. So if we click, let's say just click engine, and it sees it changes this. So this is an engine and it is a crafting table recipe. So you're going to have to make it in a crafting table. So we need blocks of redstone and iron. So I guess we'll get some of those. I know it looks like you're running a command, but you don't, you are, but you don't have to be like an operator to do that. You can do it even if you're not an operator. So anyone can do this, if the data pack's installed. But anyway, we're also going to need a double wheel. So we need black wool, iron ingots, and chains. So we'll get those. And you can use any kind. I'll just grab normal chains, but the others would work too. But so now we can craft this stuff, and the recipes should unlock on their own. So you can kind of click them in here. And remember, we have the vehicle crafter, but some recipes still use the normal crafting table, such as the double wheel and the engine. So we'll make a double wheel first. We'll actually make 2 of them because we need to, and then we'll also make an engine. Now if we just get a glass pane and concrete of any one color, so let's go with a lime car. I got 2 lime concrete, and now we can craft the car in the vehicle crafter. So the double wheel and the engine are under crafting table recipes, but the car is under vehicle crafter recipes. So you make the car in the vehicle crafter. So just follow the recipe. It was like this, the engine in the middle, and then the wheels, and it makes a car. A lime car. So this is the first vehicle. It's probably one of the most simple ones. I placed it down, so you can place them down kind of like blocks. But obviously, when you're in survival mode, which you can do all this in, you have to install the data pack. That's not really a survival thing. But if you do that, you can get all the materials, and because I've been crafting everything, so you can do this in survival. Normally, when you place it down, it's going to disappear from your inventory, but when you're in creative mode, that doesn't happen. But anyway, you can right-click them to get inside, and you use W, A, S, and D to move around. So, W and S move you forward and back, and A and D, you have to be moving, but that will turn you. You can probably hear some engine sounds. So that's what they sound like. So this car has a max speed of 15 blocks per second or meters per second. So the vehicles do have like an acceleration thing. Like, as I start moving, I don't immediately start going at max speed or anything. And the different vehicles have different accelerations. To get rid of them, you simply left click multiple times. Like, it's kind of like braking a boat. If I left click it like this, it's not really going to brake, but you have to click it a few times in a row and it'll break. Actually, you don't get them back, so I wanted it to not be super overpowered. So if you place one down, you kind of have to use it, I guess. You can't just break it, get it back, and place it somewhere else. You can obviously be in like first person or third person, I know it's kind of boring, right? It's like you just drive around, but there are other vehicles, and some of them have like special abilities, which we'll get to soon. But the next vehicle is the motorcycle. So this uses single wheels, which we haven't crafted yet, an engine and iron bars and more concrete. If you have the recipe unlocked, obviously you don't have to check the recipes like chat thing. You can just craft them. So like here I can craft the wheel, a single wheel, and everything. Keep in mind that it is directional, like it cares what direction you is in the crafting. So like if I make it like this, it's not going to work. You have to put the iron bars on the right like it is in the recipe here. But yeah, now I have an orange motorcycle. Obviously you can make these with any color and they'll be the same color as the concrete you used. So I used orange concrete and got a orange motorcycle. So these, you might already notice it might look faster, but technically it has a slower max speed, but its acceleration is a lot faster, or a lot higher. So you will I'll keep doing that. You will get to top speed a lot faster. So if I get the car over here, if I start moving forward now I'm at top speed. So, it didn't take that long, but the motorcycle, if I start moving forward now, I'm already at top speed. So that was a lot faster. So it gets to top speed a lot faster than the car, but its max speed, the motorcycle's max speed, is actually about 13.3 meters per second, or the car was 15. The next vehicle is the truck. So it's similar to the car recipe, but you need a glass block. Oh yeah, and a little bit more concrete. I've got a bunch of stuff now, so use the double wheels and put the red concrete, the engine in the middle, the glass, and the concrete. And as you can see, we've made a red truck. The truck actually has a faster max speed, even faster than the car, but its acceleration is really slow. I'm still not there yet. Okay, I've reached it. So this is top speed. So it's a bit faster than the car, but it takes quite a while to get to top speed. And, this is what it looks like from inside. Obviously you can't see quite as well, but you can still see, obviously. And you can see behind you. They also do have, like, their own rotation speeds. Some vehicles can turn faster than others. This one is actually pretty slow at turning. Next up is the bumper car. So 3 concrete, double wheels, and an engine. So just 3 concrete, double wheels, and again, let's not do red again. You could technically automate this crafter with redstone if you wanted, but I'm not really gonna show you that right now. It's not really the point of it. But yeah, you do that, and then you have a white bumper, or whatever color you use, you have a bumper car. So this one isn't really like supposed to be driven. I mean, you can, but it's not really supposed to be like a normal, trying to get like really good high speeds and acceleration. But it does have a special ability where it bumps into other vehicles, including, of course, other bumper cars. You can push them around and they'll bounce around. You can go straight. Okay, so I pushed it up. Yeah, I'm pushing it. When you combine it with other vehicles, it's pretty interesting. Only the bumper cars actually get bumped. They won't bump anything else. So if you put a bumper car and you put it, ram it into another bumper car, they're both going to be bumping. So you're going to move kind of slow. But if you use like a motorcycle, like it makes it move kind of fast. You can kind of go through it if you're too fast, but it'll just push it like this because, it keeps pushing it, but it won't push the motorcycle back because the motorcycle's not a bumper car. Now, before I move on to the next vehicle, there is something I want to show you. It's a traffic cone. So if you get 4 pieces of orange concrete and a white concrete, you can craft a traffic cone. Now, you can use these with most of the vehicles, not just like the bumper car or anything. I guess if I was in survival, obviously it places like normal, and you can break them and you get them back. So these you actually do get back, but anyway. So yeah, they're traffic cones, and basically what they allow you to do is they let you create stuff that you can't, like blocks that you can't go up. So if I have like grass blocks, I can obviously go up on top of them, but you might not want that. So the traffic cones are kind of like obstacles that you could get stuck on. Actually, I got really stuck for some reason. Let's just turn a little bit. And there we go. You can place them right next to each other. You just hit them. I mean, yeah, that's it. So pretty simple, but yeah, that's useful. And again, they work with all the other vehicles. Like, you don't have to use them with bumper cars. They do the same with the motorcycles. Yeah, and all the others. And you can also put them on your head. They don't go on your head normally because I haven't programmed them that way, but if you put it in your offhand, they'll automatically go on your head. So that's just, if you wanted to wear one, you could do that. It's just for fun. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have, like, it doesn't make cars not be able to go into you or something like that, but it's just for fun. If you wanted to put a traffic cone on your head, you can do that. The next one is this one. It's a tractor. I like the yellow, so I'm just going to do the yellow. The engine goes in the middle, and then you need shears. It was a tractor, but it, it's sort of like a lawnmower, so it'll cut the grass. So I just thought shears was the closest item to that. Then you'll have, oops, I made it red. Well, you can see this is what the red tractor looks like, but I will actually drive this one around. I didn't give you the max speed of the bumper car. It was about 11.6 meters per second. So the bumper car is pretty slow, but the tractor actually has a max speed of 8.3, so it's even slower. But as you can see, it actually has a special ability where it can destroy these, grass and crops. And it also gives you the dropped items. So I've got nothing in my hotbar, but if I just go over these flowers, you can see I immediately start picking them up as soon as the lawnmower goes over them. So this would be useful if you had like a farm. Okay, so we have some wheat here, and so if I just go through it, you see I collected all of that wheat. So I think I got some seeds, but yeah. So anyway, I got the wheat. I only got 9 because I think this one wasn't fully grown, but anyway, I got the wheat, so I think I got the seeds, but they got put in this other item stack. Alright, so next up is the race car. So this one is crafted similar to the car. You need pretty much the same stuff except for the super engine. So yes, there's a super engine. To craft it, you need netherite scrap. So you also need redstone, which I have, and then you need gold ingots. Yeah, the super engine. This is what you need to make the race car. Do this, and then you need the glass pane, which I don't have here. And so now you have a blue race car. So this one is pretty good. It has a max speed of 19.9. It's pretty much 20 meters per second. As you can see, it feels really fast. Yeah, I think it has pretty good acceleration. I mean, it's maybe not like the best. So this one is really good for just like being fast. Like if you want to move fast, obviously you need that netherite scrap if you're doing this in survival to make the super engine. So it's it's kind of expensive. It is really fast, but it's not the fastest vehicle. But next up, we're actually going to go the other direction. We're going to make the slowest vehicle. Now, that might sound boring, but there's more to it than that. So next up is the shopping cart. It's a really simple recipe. It's just this and the double wheels. There you go, a light gray shopping cart. So it looks like this. Oh yeah, you can kind of see what it's doing. But anyway, I'll use the white one. So yeah, as you can see, you can hop in it like the vehicles. As you can see, I'm moving it, and it's really slow. Doesn't really make sense how it's moving at all, but maybe I'm like pushing it, but I don't know, I couldn't really be. But so you can do that, but you can also pick it up. So if I left click it, if you do it too many times, it breaks. But if you just click it once, you'll pick it up, and you can actually move it around like you're, holding it and everything. I mean, there's not really a point to, well, there could be, but like this, it's kind of useless. You're holding it around. Obviously, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know why I would bring one into my house. And if you just left click it again, you'll let go of it. But you might be thinking, if I can ride it and drive it and also pick it up, what would happen if you had another player? One player grabbed it and one player was in it. So I'm going to show you what happens if you do that. So I've got my second account right here, and I'm going to get in here with it. And as you can see, well, yeah, I guess this is what it looks like when someone else gets in it. But now I can actually grab it and move it around with my other account in there. So this is what it's like. Yeah, okay, so you can suffocate people because it can go through walls. And now, as you can see, this is what it's like when I'm being carried around. I guess I can go with this view. You can see what it's like. I guess if you just wanted to carry someone around or something in a shopping cart, you can do that. But yeah. Now, there is one other thing you can do. If you put like a bunch of them, they don't have to be these colors, but you can actually grab one, do this, yeah, so you can grab multiple shopping carts at once, and it looks like I'm only holding one. Oh, I let go of the red one. Oh, now yeah, okay, so it's a little bit annoying sometimes. You have to Be careful you don't let go of ones. But anyway, so you can do this, which means you now have a bunch of them, which I guess you can just like left click to start dropping them. But what you could also do is spam right click, and then you make a whole line of them. And they actually stayed in order. Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. Anyway, next up is the destroyer. It basically just destroys stuff, so I guess you'll see. So that should be everything except for the netherite tools. So you need a sword and 2 pickaxes. So obviously it's really expensive if you made it in survival, but that's because it's kind of overpowered. And then put these, and it makes the destroyer. So as you can see, it's actually animated even in the inventory. If you start driving, it actually just destroys blocks. You can go down into a cave. Oh wait, this is like, yeah, okay. This is my elevator, by the way. This doesn't use a data pack. You could build this in survival if you wanted. It uses like new lead stuff. That's not really related to this. It's not a vehicle in this data pack or anything like that. But anyway, so as you can see, I've already been using it here. I'll give myself night vision so we can see better. But yeah, so you can drive it around just like this. And it pretty much just does mining, I guess. You can drive into stuff. Oh yeah, one thing I haven't showed is you can drive, I'm pretty sure, all of these vehicles underwater. And they actually work, although it's kind of hard to show with the destroyer because it's just going to destroy stuff. But they drive exactly the same underwater as they do on land. They're not slower or anything, so it's kind of I guess like a bonus feature. It's like a way you can move quickly underwater, maybe. Anyway, the destroyer, unlike the tractor, it doesn't give you the items automatically. I mean, you can collect them, obviously, but like if I'm driving through here, you see I'm getting a little bit of cobblestone and gravel in my inventory, but you can see I'm definitely missing a lot. So yeah, it's a little bit like, I didn't want it to be super overpowered. If you use it to go mining, you'll have to like actually watch out for diamonds and make sure you pick them up. Otherwise, you might miss them. You might be wondering, how can you go up blocks in this? Because if I wanted to go down a block, I could break this block. Oh, there's a spider. And then, yeah, now I go down a block. So that's how you could kind of go down, but you might be wondering how you go up, since it'll just break the blocks. Like, if I try to go back up, I just break through everything. And now I'm really deep. Okay, let's try this. So if I wanted to go up, you can go backwards, and then you'll go up the blocks. So that's pretty much the only way to move up. I suppose maybe you could, like, use pistons and... Okay, we're going to see if this works. Okay, it does work, and it doesn't break the piston, so I guess you could use some piston things or something to bring it up, but I suppose you could make a staircase and do it. Like, you could... I guess it'll have to be 2 wide. But, yeah, okay, so far, okay, so that worked pretty well. So if I go back up... Yeah, as you can see, the whole staircase is completely fine. So I guess that's how you could do it. It's got a sword on the front, obviously, so it actually hurts mobs. You can do it in survival if you want, but, like, they'll still hurt you, so you have to be kind of careful, like, well, okay, I didn't know they were all going to come from behind me. Alright, so now we can do it. So we can, yeah, so if you, like, back up, then they obviously can't quite reach you in time. There's no durability, so, like, it'll last forever. But do be careful because it can hurt you too. So yeah, you want to be careful. Now the last one is the airplane. This glass. So yeah, this is the only other one that uses a super engine. You need double wheels at the back and a single wheel at the front. And there's your airplane. What you'll notice when you first get in it is normally, with all the other vehicles, you press W to go forward and S to go backwards. But this one, if I press W, I start going backwards. If I press S, I go forwards. And that's because it'll make more sense when we're actually in the air. If you're moving forward, A will still turn left and D will still turn right. Now with this plane, you'll actually need a runway, so I don't really have one. I don't remember exactly how many blocks you need. I think it's like a little over 100, because if you mess up, you can actually crash this plane. But I'll just try moving forward, see what happens. See if I get enough speed to take off. And I did, okay, so I took off. So A and D still move you left and right. But S makes you pull up, and then W goes down. So that's kind of why I had the controls inverted when you're on the ground, because when you're moving forward, you obviously want to take off, so you're going to want to go up. But that's S, so I just made S the go forward when you're on the ground. So yeah, you can go up, if you want. This is as high as you can go, and then you can also go down this much. a kind of like warning, I guess. If you go too high, it'll like break or crash or something. If you go above the world height limit. So I can go about, you know, this high or so. But if I go any higher than this, it'll break. But other than that, you can fly anywhere you want. I don't even know where I am now. So you have to be careful because you can crash the plane. I'll try a real landing. Like, I'll try to actually land. See how that goes. Okay, so we need like a nice flat area. Okay, this is pretty flat. Let's see if we can... So go down and then pull up a bit. Well, okay, no, that didn't work. Obviously, I didn't build a runway, so this is hard. I don't really know how to do it. Let's see if I can... Okay, maybe I can get it here. If I could just get on the ground. Ah, okay, no, that didn't work. So yeah, if you don't have a dedicated runway or just a really flat area, it's pretty difficult to land. But, you know, hopefully I can do it. And once you land, if you want to stop quickly, you can hold W, but only once you land. Otherwise, you'll be pointed down too much and you'll probably crash. Let's just try this and I crashed it. I think I did briefly land before I crashed it, but if you're going too fast, it'll crash. I can kind of show you that. Like, if you're not going very fast, you can go up blocks and everything. But if you are going too fast, like if I try to take off but fail and hit a block, it'll crash. Okay, I think I landed. Okay, so I landed. So yeah, so you can land. If you're facing too far down, when you land, you'll crash. The first crash I did, that was just because I hit a wall or a block right after landing, I think. But if you're pointed too far down, it'll just crash when it hits the ground. So you have to be very careful. So, you know, it's kind of... Well, it's not hard to fly, I don't think, but it's hard to take off and land, maybe. So, you know, just to... Because it does go really fast. It goes... The airplane's max speed is 40 meters per second, so it's the fastest. But obviously, you don't even have to be trying to land to crash it. I can just go up into this tree and it explodes. So you can't hit anything when you're flying or when you're actually going too fast. You probably saw it a little bit, but there are particle effects that come from the jets. Yeah, I guess you can see these are the chunk borders, so when these end, it's the height limit, and it just breaks. There is one more thing I want to show you. So if you are, you know, flying, and if you actually get out of the plane while you're flying it, then you'll fall, obviously, but, like, it will fall too and crash. So, I mean, most likely, I guess it could probably technically land on its own. I don't really know, but now there is a couple more things I want to show you. So if you get this and you're, you know, in creative mode, you don't really care about getting everything in survival, then you can run /function vehicles : give / and then you get all the stuff you can get. So you get every color of airplane, every color of bumper car, every color of car. It's sorted alphabetically, that's why they're in this order. Every color of destroyer. You can get a double wheel, you can get an engine, you can get every color motorcycle, you can get every color race car, shopping cart, a super engine, tractors, a traffic cone, trucks, a vehicle crafter, and a wheel. You know, if you just want to, like, oh, I want an orange truck, let's just get this, and you can start driving it. So yeah. And the last thing I want to show you is if you grab a shopping cart, you can push the bumper cars around like this, you know, with your own walking controls. And, you know, it makes sounds, which I never mentioned, but, you know, they do. The bumper cars when they bump. But anyway, that's about it. So I will do the installation guide now. Now, if you want to add this to your world, the first thing I want to say is this is only for Java Edition. You can't get this on Bedrock Edition. But if you're on Java Edition, you're going to need to install the data pack and the resource pack. To install the data pack, you're going to select the world you want to add it to, click Edit, and then Open World Folder. Then it'll bring you to a folder that looks something like this. You're going to go into the Data Packs folder, and then you're going to have to download the data pack. There's a download link in the description. There's actually two download links. One's the data pack and one's the resource pack. So you're going to want to download the data pack, and you don't have to unzip it or anything. You just put the file that's downloaded, the zipped file, just put it right in to this folder, and that should be all you need to do for the data pack. Once you're back in Minecraft, you can just leave this menu and load the world. If the world was already loaded for some reason, you're going to have to type /reload. But if the world wasn't open, you shouldn't have to do that. Or you could just reload the world, like by quitting and then coming back. But now you should have it installed, sort of, except for the resource pack. So if you haven't installed the resource pack, things are going to look different. Let's see if I'll get my planks. Oh, actually, well, I do have the resource pack on because I've been using it for the whole video. But normally, if you tried to craft like a vehicle crafter or something, it's going to look like this if you don't have the resource pack. So you will need to install the resource pack if you want everything to look correct. So to do that, you're going to want to go into your options and then click resource packs. Then you're going to click open pack folder. Then it's going to bring up a folder with all your resource packs. If you don't have any resource packs, this will be empty. If you do, then you'll have some. But anyway, you're going to have to download the resource pack. And again, it's just a zip file. You don't have to unzip it or look inside it, anything. Just put that file into the resource packs and then go back in game. You might have to, I don't know, close this and reopen or something, and then it should appear. And then you can enable it. You have to turn it on, and then that's it. You can press done, and now everything looks right. So, yep. Now you have the vehicle crafter. You can see the other stuff, the double wheel and the wheels, and yeah, you can use it from there. You can still use the functions like give yourself an airplane or something. Let's see if I can fly in this world. I don't even know if there's anything that... Oops, I already crashed. Anyway, point is, anyway, that's about it. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to catch every single video, don't forget to click the bell. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed.